Plumbing slab leak waterline repair. Guys, I want you to see what we do in this video, and make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you what I think caused this, and it's really a big deal because unfortunately it's the plumber's fault. If you look at this video, whenever we get there, we come down into the hole, and I'll tell you what, I am really impressed because I think I've got one of the best dig crews in Dallas. As you see, I've got plenty of room to get down in there and get over to where I need to be and do what I need to do. When I first get in this hole, as you can see, it's deep. They've given me enough room to get down under the grade beam, get back to where I need to go. We went out last week and we did a leak location. Now, this all starts with a sewer water test. I know a lot of y'all have heard me talk about a hydrostatic test, a sewer water test, and what a sewer water test really is. Look, I hate the words hydrostatic test. That's what leads us to this. The sewer water test. We did a water test and we knew that the house was losing water pressure. So we came in and we did an isolation. Now we start off by isolating the yard line and the house. So if there's a valve box right outside the house, we can shut that valve and separate the yard service from the house service. Then we do our leak location. And it's great because we go in and locate it and pinpoint it. And I tell you what, my guy did a great job. He literally put us right on the leak. So when the dig crew came in, they knew exactly by the map we gave them where I wanted to tunnel in and where I wanted to go to, and jackpot, they hit it spot on. Now, I like my dig crew because not only did they give me enough room, but they also looked at it and realized Roger probably isn't going to want to chip out this grade beam. So what they did is they dug to the other side of it, and this is why we were able to make the repair this way. When you get down in here, you can see that there's actually copper going through a beam and it's not sleeved. Guys, I believe in sleeving the copper. I think that's the way it should be done. But what we decided to do here, instead of chipping out the concrete and possibly leading to foundation issues, because we could tell whenever we came in that there's a pier here. So we know they've had foundation work done. So I want to do nothing at all that could lead to them having future problems with their foundation or me being held responsible for it. So what we did, we came in, tunneled past it. Now all I have to do is cut the lines loose on this side and on this side. Why do I say lines? There's two of them going through the grade beam. Now, I know which one leaks. There's two of them going through this beam. Now, I know which one leaks because the water was coming out of it. So my choice here is, do I just fix this and leave the other one there thinking it's a possibility that this could happen again in the near future? Or while I'm already here, do I go ahead and replace both those sections? Now, guys, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, you know part of my biggest problem with plumbers is they get lazy. They stop too soon. Part of my plumbers is they don't want to do everything that needs to be done. It doesn't take me that long to go ahead and replace the other line too. So I cut loose each end and drain these down. Now, cleaning this up isn't always easy. As you see, I've got my wire brush and I've got sandpaper and I've even got a rag just to get the top layer of dirt off of it. So cleaning these up, getting them ready to cut, and then cleaning them up, prepping them for a solder repair. Now, we're under a slab, and here in Texas, we braze those joints. And guys, that's critical. And if an inspector ever comes out, now, believe it or not, I've heard it said it's not even in code that you have to do that. But we do it. And guys, look, I don't study code. I study it enough to know what I need to do when I'm out on the job. But I've always been taught that you braze a joint under the slab. I have no problem with it. I'm actually pretty good at it. So I love doing it that way. You notice I'm not using any shark bites. I'm not pro pressing it. It was real easy to get in here, get this to drain down and make these repairs. Now, if you look at my torch, you'll see oxygen got a little low. I might've got a little dizzy, might have got a little goofy, but there was enough air in there. I was only 6 or 8 feet in total from the edge, 6 feet in, 2 feet over, so 8 feet. Guys, this is a common repair here in North Texas. We've got this black clay that when it rains, the ground swells, it dries back and forth. It's wet, it's not wet enough. It expands, it contracts. Anyway, what we run into is foundations move. But that's not what caused this problem, I don't think. As you can see, we cut apart each end, we get a new piece of soft copper, reroute it under the beam. Literally put a coupling over here, clean up both ends really, really well. And once we cut it loose, it was a little bit easier to clean it up a little bit more. Now we could get the wire brush on it. So we used sandpaper and the wire brush to make sure we got it as clean as we could. Then we took the piece of soft copper, put a coupling on each end, tied everything together, brazed it up. Guys, this is not a hard repair. Now, here's where I have an issue, and this is why this is such a big deal to me. Guys, when I started plumbing 40 years ago, when we laid copper in a rough and went across a beam, or when we turned up in a grade beam, we knew we had to sleeve that pipe. We had to take plastic sleeving, put it all along that copper pipe. That way, if it was in a beam, it was protected. I've had some people try and tell me concrete does not mess with copper. But guys, I got to tell you, I fixed a lot of leaks over the last 40 years of copper lines in concrete, in a grade beam, or just coming up through the floor. So guys, you can say that it won't bother it, but I'll tell you what, as a repair plumber with the history and experience that I have fixed a lot of repairs like that. So my big deal here is, guys, look, if you're a plumber, do it right. If you know you're supposed to sleeve that copper, do it. If you know that copper is going through a beam, through a grade beam, or even up through the concrete slab, please make sure you sleeve it and do it right. As an apprentice, learn to do it the right way in the very beginning, and that's going to help you all the way through your career. Now, if you've ever had to do a repair under a slab like this, and you found a copper leak like this, were you able to figure out what it was? Was it concrete? Or was it possibly just a rock or impurities in the copper? Could you even tell? Insurance companies ask us all the time, what do you think caused this problem? That's not always an easy question to answer. And when they come to me and tell me, so you can't prove that this didn't just happen, I say, no, but can you prove that it did just happen? Because after 40 years of experience, sometimes even I can't. So do me a favor. Let me know what kind of problems you ran into and how did you go about fixing it under the slab. I hope you enjoyed these videos. I've got a lot more of them. Please check them out and let me know what you think about the videos we're making. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.